During the era of Greek gods, Medusa is born alongside her two sisters, Stheno and Uriel, as goddesses of the earth. While the three girls are born as goddesses, Medusa is considered a failure, growing older and taller. Stheno and Uriel were blessed with eternal youth and beauty, whilst Medusa gained exclusive abilities such as the mystic eyes of petrification and heightened physical prowess. This is so the elder sisters, essentially idols among the gods, could be protected in their dependent state. Over time, the three sisters differentiate in personality, whilst the men who visit the idols praise their grace and love for humanity. When not being worshipped, they reveal their sloth-like, moody cruelty in their younger sister's presence. While they appear to love humans, their true pleasure comes from manipulating them to their ruin. Regardless of their true nature, humans worshipped the sisters as the goddesses they were, inciting the jealous wrath of Athena. She curses Medusa, forcing her to slowly disfigure into the Gorgon monster before exiling her to a foreign land known as the Shapeless Isle, beyond Okeanos. Her sisters, despite their sadistic tendencies, both care for and depend on Medusa to survive, so they join her on the island. For a time they live a peaceful life, until Medusa is seen by other people as a monster. Over many years, warriors learn of and travel to this island, not only to confirm the Gorgon's legend, but to also slay her for their glory and to free the goddess sisters. They come equipped with swords, spears, arrows, many sent via the prophecies of oracles. These invaders never return alive, nor do they die. Instead, they remain, turned to stone by Medusa's stare, Cybele, the mystic eyes of petrification. Medusa is also misunderstood. Surprisingly, she lives a fairly humble existence beyond her ferocity, taking care of chores, such as the laundry, by hanging garments across her deadly chains, weaved between the statues of her victims. In truth, she prefers not to be bothered, hoping each day that no warriors will come for her head. In these moments of solitude, she is neither goddess nor monster, but merely a young woman basking in tranquility. Being the youngest, Medusa is berated by her siblings, creating a bizarre and submissive life at home for her. Regardless, Medusa continues to protect the island and her sisters from invaders. Beyond her mystic eyes, Medusa also fights with a nameless dagger and chain, meant for binding and piercing her foes. At one point, she's even gifted with a Pegasus, courtesy of the sea god Poseidon. When in dire need, she can pierce her neck and summon the Pegasus through her own blood. This Pegasus, her ultimate weapon of sorts, is an extremely powerful phantasmal creature that can only be compelled to fight via the bridle of chivalry, Bellerophon. Despite this overwhelming power, Medusa is forced to share the use of her Pegasus with her sisters. Her sisters warn her not to take pleasure in killing, but Medusa eventually found herself drinking the blood of her victims, in addition to petrifying them. Inevitably, Medusa is formed into the Gorgon with each passing day. As Medusa matures into the monstrous Gorgon, she places a blood fort around the island to drain the life from invaders. Once fully distorted into the beast, Medusa's sisters appear before her, saddened at her current state, remarking how they didn't need her protection if this is how things would turn out. No longer in control of herself, Medusa's many snakes devour the sisters alive, grinding them to pulp and consuming them. There is no longer any hope for Medusa, as she's become a monster feared by all who hear of her. Beyond the island, Zeus, king of gods, once again cannot restrain his lust for mortal women, and impregnates a woman named Danae, who in turn gives birth to a demigod hero, Perseus, the future king of Mycenae. Once he is of age, he is tasked with defending his mother's name by obtaining a fine gift for King Polydectes' upcoming wedding. Perseus declares that he will return from the island with Medusa's head in tow as his gift. The gods step in to assist him, so he ventures to the Shapeless Isle with 5 noble phantasms. A pair of winged sandals from Hermes, Hades' helm of darkness that grants him invisibility, Aegis, a mirror-like bronze shield, Harp, the snake hunter's sword, and Kibises, a bag that could properly contain Medusa's head. Unlike the countless warriors before him, Perseus came prepared, and well-informed. Despite this, his confidence waned after venturing into the hellish palace, filled with death and blood, a once sacred land abandoned by the gods. Knowing he cannot look the monster in the eye, he instead relies on the reflection of his shield to navigate the living hell. Soon, his shield indicates 2 heartbeats, his own and Medusa's. Medusa, now fully transformed into a giant snake-like beast, engages Perseus in combat. Perseus survives her onslaught by dodging her attacks with the help of his sandals. In response, she unleashes the self-sealing Temple of Darkness, Breaker Gorgon, sealing Perseus within a magical barrier, much like the blood fort she'd placed on the island. Perseus's divine bag, Kibises, counters this by turning inside out and swallowing him whole, reversing both outside and inside. While it appears that Perseus is inside the bag, in actuality, he is safe outside, while Medusa seals herself with her own powers. Trapped in this magical cage, she is forced to gaze upon herself, a self no longer aware and in control, and experiences a great nightmare. Now paralyzed by this introspection, Perseus strikes down the beast with his sword. Medusa is killed, beheaded by a mortal with godlike tools, while experiencing a dream of being harassed by her dominating sisters. During the Third Holy Grail War, the Avenger servant Angra Mainyu corrupts the Grail, and from then on, it can summon both heroic and anti-heroic spirits. This allows the Mato family to summon Medusa into the Rider class for the Fifth Holy Grail War with the help of Sakura's influence and a mirror shard dug up from the Temple of Eretria. Her true master is Sakura, with whom she feels close to and wants to protect. Due to being pressured by her adopted brother Shinji, Sakura grants him control of Rider via a grimoire, a book connected to Sakura's command seals. This puts Medusa in a compromising situation, having to serve the abusive brother of a girl she yearns to protect. She does her best to serve Shinji while simultaneously watching over Sakura. That is, until Shinji is killed and Medusa is free to act on her own. Sadly, at this point, Sakura is already caught up in Zoken Mato's scheme of reviving Angra Mainyu, and is in danger of being consumed by her own darkness. To save Sakura, Medusa teams up with Shiro Emiya and battles her way through Mount Enzo. She uses all her strength to defeat Saber Altar, allowing Shiro and Rin entrance to the cavern. It is thanks to Medusa's efforts that Sakura is able to survive the Heaven's Feel ritual. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new style of lore video. If you want to support the channel, please check out our Patreon, which offers multiple reward tiers for different levels of support, granting you a name in the credits, early access, a video editing tutorial, and the chance to request your own video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Otaku Daikun for more anime lists, reviews, discussions, lore videos, holy waifu wars, and more. Until next time, celebrate your fandom.